Hello, guys. A little micro lesson here from Bertie and I, and from Grow Your Mind in general as well. Today, the invitation from our checklist poster is to think about what you are thankful for. And I have especially involved Bertie in this little lesson because no matter what's going on in life, Bertie is my constant in terms of appreciating the fact that I have a gorgeous dog that really lifts me out of a grump. And let's say, for instance, I were to find myself more indoors at this time of the year with what's going on, I still have Bert. Now, you may not have a Bertie, but you may have a wonderful family member, or you may have some really cool things that you can do in your house that not everyone gets to do. Whatever it might be, guys, I want you to start thinking about the things that you're thankful for, because there's always going to be stuff going on. There's always going to be sad times, bad times, stresses, whatever it might be. But if you can think about what you're thankful for, chances are it's going to make you a bit more resilient. And to be honest, it's going to make you a more fun person to be around. So this is why. I'm going to give you this little analogy. It's quite a famous one. In your mind, looking at this glass right now, do you think it is half empty or half full? Dun, 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 dun. Now, depending on the way you answer that, you might say both. You might go empty, full, whatever it might be. The point is, the glass of water, we all agree, is at that level. Okay, so no one is arguing about the level that it's at. It's exactly that level. But we can look at it with the lens of it being empty and, oh, I've only got half a glass. It's not very full. To, oh, my glass is half full, which is quite a powerful thing to do. Now, at Grow Your Mind, we give the analogy, actually, of shark and dolphin thoughts, and I'll show you that in a moment. But first of all, I wanted to give you this page from my favourite book, Charlie McKeesy. And it's a wonderful book that I refer to quite a bit about a boy, a mole, a dog, and a horse, and a fox all together. I think I've got that right. No dog. Gosh, I'm a bit dog mad. No dog in it. So this is one of the pages and it says, is your glass half empty or half full? Asked the mole. I think I'm grateful to have a glass. So that's taking it to a whole other level. So the whole dolphin analogy, dolphin thoughts are basically ways of looking at problems that help us. So everyday problems that are helpful. The same problem applies and you can either look at it in a dolphin way. So for instance, let's say that it's absolutely pouring with rain and you can't go outside. A dolphin way of thinking might be, well, it's great for the plants and I get to do heaps of craft inside. Now, a shark way of looking at exactly the same problem may sound something like this. This is boring. I hate it. This is unfair. It's going to be the worst day, worst parents, whatever it might be. It's a shark way of looking at it. Now, I love sharks in real life, but I think when it comes to thinking styles, it's not very helpful. So if you think shark thoughts bite you, so you can start by going, okay, is this a shark thought that I'm having or a dolphin thought? And then probably the first step is to realize that not all thoughts are facts. So you can challenge them. Now, this is a tricky thing to do with our brains. So let's say, if you imagine being back in the day of a caveman and you're so excited, you run down to get some food and it's the most beautiful morning you could ever imagine. And you can't wait to get home and tell your family about the way that the sun rose and the beautiful flowers and the glistening water. And suddenly you hear a growling and you realize that a saber-toothed tiger is about to pounce. And so you run for your life to get home to the safety of your family. Now, when you get home, what do you think you tell them about? Do you tell them about the beautiful sunrise? Or do you tell them to potentially not go down to the water at the moment because there's a saber-toothed tiger? Now, that's called negativity bias. It's a pretty fancy word. You call it a negative bus, as we do in the podcast about gratitude. Now, the negativity bias has always helped us to survive, but it doesn't help us to thrive, okay? So negativity bias means that in a day, you can have 5 fantastic things that happen, and then at the end of the day, you have one argument with a friend, and you go home to your parents and you say, that was the worst day ever, okay? So this is because our brains do this, right? I don't know if you've got Velcro on your shoes, but if you do, give them a little flick on and off now. So what happens in our brain, right, is anything bad that happens, it's like Velcro, it sticks. And anything good that happens can be a bit like a very good Teflon pan. I don't know if you've ever flipped a pancake, but it's really nice when it can flip up in the air. Well, that's kind of what happens for positive stuff, unless we have a bit of a gratitude practice. So we can make our brains Velcro the positive with gratitude because, as I said first up, gratitude is a bit of a superpower for our mental health. When we start noticing the good things in our life, we start having more dolphin thoughts. So you could be thankful because you have the most cute puppy on the planet in your mind. You could be thankful because you got a hilarious cat. You could be thankful because you have a fridge and at the moment there is food in it. You could be thankful because there's a banana in your banana bowl. You could be thankful because at the moment you're having more inside time and you get to do jamming with your cool family, or just thankful that you've got great brothers and sisters or really lovely parents. You could be thankful that there is internet, and while it might be on and off, you get to connect with people if you cannot see them through awesome things like Zoom and FaceTime and what have you. I mean, what a great time for us right now in terms of if we're going to have a pandemic where we're socially isolated, we're able to connect in this way. So you could be grateful for that. Now, you could draw your hands and write something that you're thankful for in each finger to remind yourself of the fact that despite what might be going on, there are still things to be thankful for. You could, at the end of the day, go, what was my happy moment today? You could say, what am I looking forward to tomorrow? You could name one person you're grateful for right now. You could grab a journal, doesn't have to be ours, and start journaling at the end of every night, things that I'm thankful for. This is my beautiful niece, Billy. She's got a little project at the moment, a coconut tree, and in each coconut she's got to write something she's thankful for every day. You could write a nice letter, a text message to someone and tell them why you appreciate them. So many ways. A really fun way to practice gratitude, though, is mindfully eating. Because when you mindfully eat something, instead of just guzzling it, as I tend to do with sultanas and chocolate, you savor it. And when you're savoring something, you're practicing gratitude because you really appreciate it. Every little morsel of this delicious chocolate. Yum. You smell it. I'll walk you through it actually, but you smell it. That's the first bit to savoring. You might be grateful and really practice mindfully eating before you hook into a delicious bowl of pasta or before you sip on a creamy, delicious hot chocolate. So I was wondering, why is there a cat here? These are the steps for mindful eating. First, look at the food. Does it have a particular color that you think is interesting? When you hold the food up to the light, does it have different colors that change? Next thing to do is to really smell the food. So really smell it. What does it smell like? And as you smell the food, close your eyes. Next thing, and here's a big challenge, is once you've looked at it and once you've smelt it, I'm going to invite you to, hi Finchy, you want to say hi? I'm running a lesson right now. So once you have actually smelt it and you've held it up to the light, then what I want you to do is to chew it and really slowly, mindfully chew your food. So if you've got a piece of chocolate, you might try and chew it, I don't know, 20 times. Maybe you could start your own little chewing competition with friends to see how long you can chew something for. What we know about practicing gratitude is that even after doing it for 21 days, so if you set yourself a 21-day gratitude challenge, you automatically start scanning the world for more good things that are in it. So here is your mission from Grow Your Mind. 3 things that went well today. Mindfully eat 1 piece of food a day and tell someone why you're thankful for them and why. So for instance, I am very thankful for my gorgeous son, Atticus, who's making a guest star appearance. Bye-bye.